I was actually holding off on covering this story at all, bro. When the story initially dropped, I was like, this should be interesting. Because this time you got 5 black cops killing a black subject. So what I'm thinking is that this story isn't going to get the same amount of coverage as a story that consisted of, white cops killing a black subject, or white cops killing a black subject. 'Cause that's typically the narrative that the media puts out there to divide motherfuckers, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't talk about the other shit that contradicts the racial element they're trying to pump into society, right? So I'm like, this is interesting. And when it first dropped, it wasn't when the story first dropped, it wasn't going viral as it should have been. It wasn't all over every fucking social media platform the way they would be running stories of, white cops killing black subjects initially, right? So I'm like, all right, that's interesting. I wanted to see the body cam footage too. I didn't want to talk about what cops did without saying what they actually did, right? But fast forward now, that footage has since dropped, right? And the footage it's y'all, if you've seen it, you've seen it. If you hadn't, you hadn't. Like, I would have liked to watch it with y'all, man, but I know YouTube ain't gonna play that. It's that bad. But since it's dropped, bro, it's like it's worse now. It's worse than white cops killing a black subject, because the media was able to flip this situation and say that 5 black cops killing a black subject is still racist.
Y'all, we really think that because we elect black officials and we have black police officers, that all of a sudden violence against black people, especially black men, is just going to go away. We must be crazy, because this issue is systemic. That means it's rooted in all the systems, and those systems are more powerful than the few black folks we got in them. Those systems are designed to also indoctrinate these black folks to commit violence against their own communities. Black people are not safe in this country. We got nowhere to go. We can't even be protected by our own people.
I saw the video of the police beating Tyree Nichols to death, and there are no words left to be said that haven't been said. There's nothing new you can say when something happens every day in a country. But I do hope this opens a conversation to people understanding what systemic racism is and why we say this is not something that can be reformed. Put in black police officers, put in Latino police officers, put in people who look like the people that they beat and brutalize within a system that teaches them to beat and brutalize other people like themselves will not solve the problem. The institution is racist. That's what systemic racism means. Don't use the fact that these are 5 black cops as an opportunity to take out the racism of it all. No, this is something about policing in this country, is that brutality and violence is inherently part of the job, and it doesn't matter who it is they have inflicted on marginalized people. And no, it is not lost upon me the quickness with which they were willing to reprimand, charge, and fire these black police officers that killed a black man. It's not lost upon me the reason why they came out and did all these condemnations of this is the worst violence we'll ever see before the video was released, because they are willing to paint black police officers as brutal. However, I have no interest in defending them. Okay? They don't care about the racism of it all when they're in an institution that is teaching them to brutalize black people. They don't care about the unfairness of that when they are brutalized the street. I am not going to go out of my way to defend black cops by pointing out that the institution that they support is racist towards them, that it doesn't give them the highest amount of favor when it goes about protecting them from responsibility for brutalizing and killing black people. Nah, fuck them.
And I couldn't call that, bro. I could not call that. I could not have predicted that. I'm like, how, Sway? How, Sway? You know what I'm saying? White cops killing a black subject, the typical narrative. I can see how the media can depict that it's stemming from racism and rile the troops up and make us think that, society is fucked up and much worse than it is, right? I would assume that'd be pretty difficult to highlight society as being racist or the cops as being racist when the cops is black and they killed the black guy. Like, how the fuck is that racist? You know what I mean? But they still did it. They still managed to do it, bro. And it's racist, but this is stemming from systemic racism, right? The police force is systemically racist. Society is systemically racist. They were able to flip that. Before I dive into any more of this, bro, like the footage, it's fucked. It's fucked. These cops need to be thrown away somewhere. Throw away the goddamn key, bro. You know what I'm saying? They need to be held accountable to the highest regard, to the utmost regard. They need the fucking hammer drop down on their ass. They need the worst consequences that cops can get, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because they fucked up. Some shitty ass cops, man. But did it stem from racism? I'll play on y'all side. Even if it stemmed from racism, how the fuck do y'all know it stemmed from racism? Y'all are assuming it because it fits y'all's narrative because a black subject was victimized by the cops, so it has to be racist. And that's my thing. Every time a black subject is victimized, I don't like the word victimized, bro, because Tyree Nichols definitely victimized, bro, to the worst degree. You know what I'm saying? To the worst degree. I can't reiterate that enough. To the worst degree, right? But did it have anything to do with racism? How? Motherfuckers are always connecting the dots and conflating everything that's happened to black people in history and attaching it to this. So it has to be fucking racist. You can't do that shit. That's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? No, these were some fucking shitty ass cops on some fucking power trip shit who looked at this motherfucker as a goddamn, as it's just less than, period. But to sit here and generalize this shit and say just, this is a microcosm of how black folks are just done by everybody, bro. That's dangerous, man. You got their narrative running around, and now you're gonna have black folks even more scared of this false ass narrative that society is putting on everybody, man. That's dangerous as shit. Not only are fucking the black folks supposed to be scared of cops or white cops, now you're supposed to be fearful of black cops too. We just can't get right. We can't do nothing right. And then like to keep it $1,000. I know this is it's gonna piss people off, gonna ruffle some feathers and shit, bro. But it's facts. It's facts. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's got to be damn near 100% of the time when black folks specifically have encounters with law enforcement and they do not comply. If you comply, just put your hands behind your back, stop talking, sit down, and deal with whatever fucking happens after that. More times than not, you're going to come out this shit safe, right? You're going to come out this shit safe. But what always happens? You don't comply, right? And I know how that shit sounds because Buddy got victimized to the worst extent ever. But that would have not, it most likely would not have happened if he just did what the fuck they told him to do, right? It always happens. I'm not saying what I say it again because I know it's going to ruffle fucking feathers. The cops fucked up. They did wrong. But it wouldn't even gotten that far if Buddy just did what they told him to do. Fighting, don't want to put his hands behind his back, don't want to fucking sit down. He got up and ran away after fucking being sprayed, bro. That you setting yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and logically, it makes no sense, bro. Because if we running with this narrative, right, where all black folks are scared for their lives when they encounter law enforcement, right? If that's the narrative, right? That's how black folks feel when they get pulled over by the cops. If you're that fearful for your life, then why would you fight with the cops? Knowing that more than likely, based on how you perceive this situation to be, that's going to be the result. That you're going to get harmed, you're going to get sprayed, you're going to get shot, you're going to get beat up, right? You're playing Russian roulette at that point with that perspective, right? It's like having a gun to your head, pulling the trigger, expecting the shit not to go off. If you're sitting here not complying with the cops, expecting the shit to go your way. Bruh. Just chill. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, just chill. Let them figure out what the fuck they need to figure out and go on about your day. But no, like the narrative is, like, black folks should be able to talk however they want to fucking talk and not comply and fight the cops and they should still be safe, bro. Like, all right. You playing with fire at that point. But again, cops fucked up. They fucked up. Fucked up ain't the word. There are some terrible fucking people. Fucking square off, punching a motherfucker in the face like they were. Y'all seen it. If you ain't seen it, go peep it. I'm not gonna recover it on the video because I know YouTube don't play that shit, bro. It was that fucking bad, dog. But the run with this fucking narrative, bro, is systemic racism. All black folks are just victims everywhere the fuck they go. Nah, that's cap. It's not true. It's not true. Like, bruh, there's no solution on what either side of the spectrum you sit, whether you think it's systemic racism or you don't think it's systemic racism. Regardless, what the fuck happens when black folks encounter law enforcement and something bad happens, it has to be due to racism. And that's cap. That's not true. It's entirely untrue. Last story I covered where a black dude was shooting into an apartment where a black woman and her black child was, and you still had motherfuckers out here protesting, trying to save the black shooter's life, or protesting because the cops killed the black shooter, but the cops killed the black shooter because they're racist. Bro, it's like every time something arises, something bad happens to somebody black, it's due to racism, systemic racism. Come on, man. No accountability is taken from any party. You know what I'm saying? Cops get like the 5 cops here, bro. Like, what else you want? What else do you want to happen? Right? There's fucked up people everywhere you go. There's fucked up cops. There's fucked up doctors. There's fucked up attorneys. There's just fucked up people, bro. People do fucked up shit, man. And even if it did have something to do with racism, bro, why does that mean everything else in the world has to do something with racism, bro? First of all, you can't prove this has anything to do with racism. That's just an inference that you're making. You don't know nothing about these cops. You don't know their fucking background. You don't know how the fuck they move. You know what I'm saying? And even if it was due to racism, why does that have to be compounded into everything in the world be doing to racism? Every time something bad happens to a black person is due to racism. Fucking victim card, bruh. Victim card, dog. And that I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking about this. This subject is fucked. I'm trying to fight this narrative that society is just against black folks. All you're gonna do is create that much more hostility and make that fucking barrier between black folks and everybody else, or whoever the fuck appeals with this victim fucking mentality. All right, you're gonna make that barrier that much more, bro. What I take from the video, comply with the police, bro. Regardless what race you are, comply. Don't fight, just comply. You will higher your chances of survival if it's really that bad. You know what I'm saying? Your chances of survival will fucking shoot through the fucking roof if you simply comply. Do not fight the cops in that given moment. You will lose. You will lose. The cops may be held accountable after the fact, but in that given moment, you will lose. You lose your life, broken bones, lacerations, whatever the fuck. You're going to lose. Just comply. Especially if you ain't did shit wrong. Just comply, dog. Just comply. You may feel some type of way. Fuck it. Just comply. And society is not as racist as they making it seem. Do not let this situation condition you and mold you to think that all cops are demonic out here, bro. All you're doing is doing yourself a disservice, right? It ain't that deep. These cops were shitty people. They fucked up, and hopefully they get the justice that they deserve.